My name is Justin Martin. I'm going to be serving as the MC for tonight's festivities, if you will, the kickoff of Tenreiro's arrival here in Mount. I want to give you a little quick rundown on what our agenda is for tonight. First, we'll do some introductions. Alan, I'll stand up for a minute. So there's Alan Tenreiro, if you have not met him. So we're already past one of the agenda items. The second thing we're going to do is have a little sit-down interview. I'm going to bring Alan up on the stage and ask him some questions, and let you guys kind of listen to his answers, kind of objectively. And then Alan's going to do a little presentation for you about his vision here at Mount and what to expect in the next 5 years. And then we're going to turn it over to you all to ask some questions and offer comments. Part of tonight's purpose is so that Alan can hear from all of you. So we'll have at one point we'll want you all to, those interested anyway, to provide a comment to Alan so he can listen and reflect on what you see as the strengths of Mount St. Charles, what are some of the areas you'd like to see improved. Not necessarily looking for questions and answers, so to speak, during that comment section, but just things that you might want to share with Alan and say, you know, we always wanted to do this and we've never been able to. Or I've always wondered why we can't do X. So we'll get to that as well. And certainly if you have questions for Alan, we'll go through that process too. So again, thank you all for coming, and we'll get started. So some people in the audience know you graduated from Mount St. Charles, that you're an alum, a proud alum. Some people may not know that. What can you tell us about your experiences here as a student?
You know, I was a student that came from Pawtucket, the Pawtucket Public Schools, and I remember my mother taking me around as early as 5th grade looking for a school to go to, and she chose Mount because of the TC program. I, of course, came here not entirely willingly. All my friends were going somewhere else, and so that was tough for me. But I mean, what a choice that she made. I mean, I think that the support of my family, and then the support of a school like Mount that took a quiet kid and brought out so many leadership, so much leadership potential, so much of my personality and potential, really forming me, I think in every area, whether it was spiritually or athletically or academically. And you know, I could go through and name so many people that made such a difference in my life, but I think that partnership with the home and Mount St. Charles really made me the person I am today.
So then you leave Mount, you head to college, and then you come back here to teach and to coach. Why?
Well, I started coaching, I played for a year in college, and I knew I wasn't going to be a professional soccer player, so a job opened up here as a varsity soccer coach. So I took that actually right away, even before I finished my teaching degree. I know I always wanted to work with students, and finished my social studies degree, and the reality of it is that I finished that degree in December. And Brother Marty, those of you that know Brother Marty, he was going on sabbatical in Rome in January. And so the timing worked out perfectly where I was able to come here. But that being said, the close connection that I had, because I was still coaching here, the close connection that I had from just being a student here and a worker in the summer when I used to landscape in the summer, it was no question. I didn't apply anywhere else. I wanted to work here and sort of give kids the same experience that I was able to have here.
You've been an assistant principal, and then you were a principal, and then you were national principal of the year. In those experiences, what shaped your leadership style? What's been something that's been impactful in your experiences in your career that's impacted your leadership?
For me, I've tried to learn from all the best teachers and administrators that I've had, and you know, whether it was you know, I had a great mentor at the time, Richard Lawrence, here as a coach. Charlie Quinn was a great mentor for me here when I played boys soccer, and when he was here as the chaplain. So many other teachers that I could go through, but I tried to emulate those best qualities that they have. And you know, the experience for me leaving here after being a teacher here for 8 or 9 years, then as assistant principal, I think the thing that I've been able to take away from all those experiences is two things really. One is that I've seen kids in every educational environment I've been in live up to the expectations that you set, and so that means high or low. And if you set that bar low, they come to meet those. If you set that bar high, no matter how high, they come up to meet those high expectations. And the second thing I think for me is the level of personal connections that are required so that students know that they care about you, so that they want to learn. And those two things, when those two things are in place, those are important.
Let me go back to the National Principal of the Year piece for a minute. Last fall, your name, I guess late summer, right? You're named National Principal of the Year. You spend a year traveling across the country and meeting other principals and school leaders and superintendents and such. What did you learn there? What was the biggest takeaway from this last year of that?
I learned that my students didn't care that I took a picture with President Obama. They cared that I took a picture with Usher. that was very important to them. That's a good question. I think when I've been out there, whether on the national level, I've traveled to a ton of states in the country, met with many principals and schools, and the most successful schools, in my opinion, have really positive and safe and welcoming school cultures. And culture seems to trump strategy. Whatever strategy you might try to employ to get kids to learn better, it's all trumped by the quality of safety and the welcoming environment and the quality of the culture that exists in that school building. And so Mount, starts with that. That essence of Mount St. Charles, though like any school, I'm sure some things are inconsistent person to person, but that concept, that central core mission of every student being valued, treasured, cherished, that's something that I've carried with me, and it's also been an attribute of schools I've seen out there that are the most successful.
So, speaking of that, your first day at Mount isn't actually until next week. What excites you about that, and what the challenge is about you, what's daunting about your first day on the job?
July 3rd, I'm going to take July 4th off. Good job, I'll be here July 3rd. I'm excited, I think, to just sort of usher in the new era of Mount St. Charles. We're heading to our 100th anniversary in 2024. And so the ability to renew our programming here, renew our facilities, get us to a place where that celebration, that 100th anniversary celebration is sort of a look back at not only the traditions and the things that have preserved Mount for so long, but how we've tried to innovate and how we've increased the facilities that we have so that we can continue on for another 100 years. So that's what I'm excited about. I think the most difficult challenge is growing, because we're a nonprofit in a time of some declining enrollment. But we're here to, I think it's all related, and we're here to turn a lot of that around, but I think still growing our facilities, and we're going to have to take some risks here or there to make things happen, but that's, I think, the biggest challenge.
You've started, I know you've talked with some of the staff and faculty, and we've talked with the board of directors here about some of the programs that you want to explore in the coming years. One of them you mentioned is the International Baccalaureate Program. I wonder if you might explain to the audience what the IB program is, first of all, because many people don't know what it is, and then secondly, why that might be a benefit to Mount students and families.
I'm going to have the academic side take a look at our program of study and our academic programming so that we offer more academic rigor, that we're offering more choice and opportunity, that we're more in line with where the jobs are out there. There's so much more. In Cumberland, I saw a huge move in course requests from your sort of traditional subjects towards STEM and towards biomedical, and kids that are then applying to colleges that are getting into those type of career fields. So we're going to do a lot of work around that. Whether it's IB or even expanding our AP offerings, the goal is to get kids as much college credit as possible. We want to add more value to the tuition that you're paying here so that kids are leaving here with even more college credit. Both AP and IB are rigorous. You can do some of them at the same time. The difference with IB is that there's a real strong concentration on writing and particularly critical thinking skills and transferable skills. We want kids to be able to leave here in whatever context or challenge that they face, that they have those personal transferable skills to be able to deal with that problem that's in front of them in an authentic way. And AP is great. There's a lot of content towards AP, not necessarily these critical thinking skills. And so IB tends to have that. They also, they do this long research paper. There's a service component to it. It's internationally recognized, and so it has been benchmarked against a lot of international standards. Both from a university point of view, AP, they've started to raise the expectation for the score you need to receive. IB, because it is not just one individual or 3 individual classes a student may have taken, but the IB principles sort of are in the entire program that the student is involved in. Colleges really view that as a student that is going to be successful, and the research and the data really shows that kids complete college and go on to a master's degree program in that same college if they come through an IB program a lot of times. So.
And following up on that with the IB program, that was developed at the international school level, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Right.
The rigor there that is based upon?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times with an international diploma, they look internationally at every school out there in the world, the best schools in the world, and they base the standards and the requirements on what they see out there as the best. So it's definitely a rigorous but attainable credential for people to leave here with. You know, if it goes the route of AP, and that seems to be the simpler thing, because AP you can kids can sort of really be more flexible about the classes that they take if it goes in that route. Know that the key is more advanced coursework for kids, more opportunity to take those type of courses, more college credit bearing opportunities. That's the key, ultimately.
You mentioned the experiences for students, and I know one of the things that you've said that you're really interested in expanding here at Mount is the internship opportunities for students, the apprenticeship opportunities for students. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, I think developing opportunities for our upper school students, our seniors, juniors, you know, Christian Action Program, it was called when I was here. I don't know if they refer to it that way anymore. CAP, is that what it's still called? They go out, they do some cool things for service during the day, but I think there's a way to create a high school schedule so that students get their core content and their courses that they want to take, but they're still able to maybe leave here at one point either in the morning or the afternoon to have a real world, authentic experience in a you know, a local business. There's in Woonsocket, there's a group called Parkinson Technology. They cannot find the employees that they need. And they know that they're out there. They know they have the content part. They need kids that have some of that collaborative ability, some of those transferable skills, and they can do some on-the-job training right then and there. And their starting salaries are upwards of $80,000 there for some of the jobs that they're doing. And it's a small place. So I think those opportunities, any type of independent learning experience out there that students can get that they can then use as a credit on their transcript, I think we can do those things. There's no reason a student has to graduate with 22 credits or 24 on their transcript. They could graduate with 40 if they want on their transcript to show the varied learning experiences that they've had out there. You know, ultimately, whether we're talking about IB or these type of experiences, colleges really want two things. They want a good school profile, and Mount St. Charles has a good school profile, and like I sent my children here because it's better than my neighborhood schools, the school profile of Mount St. Charles. And then secondly, they want students to challenge themselves and of course in a balanced way, right? You don't want to take 20 AP courses and have a low GPA and never pass any of the exams. You don't want to do that either. But, you know, it's good to take a challenging load of courses that shows that on your transcript that you challenge yourself. And so it's your school profile and your individual profile. And we want to ramp up the school profile so that it also ramps up the individual profiles for kids. And that'll make a difference for the type of universities and colleges that kids will get into.
Speaking of universities and colleges, you've also talked about ways that you might expand or increase the quality of teaching here in the schools with college professors visiting, partnerships with colleges for early college credits. Can you talk a little bit about your plan there?
Well, I think articulation agreements with every college is important, and our state colleges are very much willing to have those sort of partnerships where students take courses here are earning college credits. So if we bring in a pre-engineering robotics program, the students take those courses here with us, and they're able to earn 8 credits towards that are transferable towards almost any school that's out there. So I think those type of articulation agreements are important. I think creating student teaching partnerships where student teaching programs, we can get some new teachers that are interested in being here at Mount with us, especially in their first 5 to 10 years. I think that's important. But right now we don't have many partnerships here that serve that purpose. So I think it's really important to do that. We could also create enough of a relationship with colleges that we get some of the adjunct professors and professors that are teaching at a college, instead of just teaching at night at the college, they can be here during the day and teach a semester course. That student earns college credit, and you know, the high school will have expertise of college professors that's here. Then along with industry partners that we might be able to create, I think that you start to get a really innovative approach to learning.
An educator, obviously, by degree in education, but many people say you're also an entrepreneur. Is that why you are interested in exploring like a boarding school option? Or you talked about joining the independent league as opposed to international league. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you're thinking?
I mean, right now, anything that is going to continue the mission of Mount St. Charles is what I am interested in doing. And yeah, I am open to any innovative approaches, new ways of thinking. I am completely committed to keeping the core essence of what Mount is all about, and that's very important to me. And I told you that it's something that's been with me through my entire educational career. But yeah, I am open to, and I'll talk about boarding, and I don't know if I want to talk about that now, but I'll mention some of that stuff later. Doing a lot of listening, going around. I've done some home visits, some church visits. I met with the bishop today at 11. That was enjoyable. So I've been to a lot of different places. We've done the market research survey. So doing a lot of listening out there, and the whole goal of that is for us to develop some type of strategic plan. There's one that exists currently, but it's sort of stuck in the present and the past, not necessarily a vision for the future. And so the board is very interested in being more strategic about our planning and the vision that we have moving forward. And you know, the end goal is a thriving Mount St. Charles, where our students are getting into the best colleges and universities in the world, where every kid is known, valued, and treasured. Right? That is the driving mission. How we get there, I'm open to almost anything in terms of how we get there, but I'll throw some ideas out to you today. Some might happen, some might not, but I'm really looking forward to the journey. We're definitely taking a look at more data and information, you know, as simple as budgetary information or quality of teaching, that type of thing. But we're also just looking at why is this student here and their sibling is not here? How well do we do in our development and institutional advancement? So we're looking at a lot of the data and information. Certainly going to try to find the best teachers and employees that we can here. We want to develop a communications and marketing strategy that is really future focused and that's very aggressive. Because I think we can do a better job pulling from the surrounding area of Massachusetts and from a lot of different places in Rhode Island. So we're going to work hard at that. And so I talked about a bunch of these, but definitely some more focus on STEM, you know, not to be mean about desktop publishing, but tech is a lot more than desktop publishing, right? And moving towards an environment that includes technology, one-to-one environment perhaps. Now, it requires a lot of work in terms of digital citizenship. A computer is never going to fix the quality of the teacher in that classroom. You know, it's a tool so that people can go deeper into their learning in some way. So know that technology will be brought in a very thoughtful way when that does happen. The possibility for a boarding school and a postgrad post-grad year, you know, I'm sure there are Boston parents in that area that Monday through Friday would be interested in perhaps boarding their children here at the school. We have a lot of space. It's actually right above us, so don't say it too loud. But we have a lot of space just above us on the 3rd and 4th floor where that is a very real possibility. Maybe we don't go that route, but it's something we're at least going to examine. The post-grad year gives kids an opportunity that need a smaller environment for more academic support and ramp up and build up, that they might be able to stay here a 5th year after their senior year is over. The only way to do that post-grad year for athletics is if we make a move to the independent league. The market research survey that we did with the parents, and probably many of you responded, 75% were interested in the move to the to that league. And so we wouldn't be able to do that until 18-19 because you have to do it by January of this year. But that's something we want to take a look at and see if that makes sense for us. There's already a new gym floor being built, thankfully, because it was sort of a dangerous thing. But that's sort of the kickoff and the start. And we then want to, with the arena and all the athletic facilities that you see on the outside, we want to develop a master facilities plan that really addresses those facilities especially. And then we'll also take a look at the 4th floor. We'll also take a look at this area above us, like I said, for the boarding. Teacher recruitment I talked about, 100th anniversary planning, we want to start that now, even though it's 6 years away. And I talked about the college and university partnership. So I think I hit all of those, and the rest of the time tonight is really for you.
In terms of the focus groups that we bring together, look for an email in the next couple of weeks, sometime in mid-July, and also on Facebook, we'll bring out a call too for parents and students and alumni who want to be part of those focus groups.
So yeah, I just wanted to thank you all for coming. The weight of expectation is awesome. You know, it's why I get up every day. And when I say 24/7, I am that type of worker. You know, there's a little bit of the excitement for me is that the balance is always going towards work for me, very honestly, and know that I'm going to work so hard for you, and I do have that open door, open side. Things sometimes can't change overnight, but know that I'm listening. We're going to continue to work to make things better, and I really look forward, especially over the next 6 years heading to that 100th anniversary. I really look forward to the journey. So thanks all for coming.
Thank you.